Hey, good evening. Good morning,
Good
Edra.
morning,
How are
Stephen
you?
Leaker. Yes, indeed. I know time flies. We don't know whether it's day or night. That's how busy we've been. But anyway, it's uh, good stuff. And just today, we're on our morning call. We've been going through some. We've had all these different healthcare professionals come in. We've had
Yep.
nurses. We've had doctors. We've had people on our science advisory board. We have a couple of other ladies that do a great job with the free wellness. One is she says she's a certified natural health professional. She got into it years ago when her son was having problems, and they found out he had heavy metal toxicity.
Mm,
So anyway, this is how she got into it years ago. So we're going to listen to Corey Cassidy and Gail Elliott.
perfect. Yeah, both great people.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
I think.
Welcome to Global Wellness Wednesday. My name is Corey Cassidy. I hail from Modesto, California here in the United States, and I'm your host this evening for Wellness Wednesday. I love the 3 product line. I can tell you from my own testimony that I had blood work that was not so wonderful in my late 50s. I'm 58. As a grandma, I had partaken in all of that life had to offer. I knew that the food I was eating and what my grandma used to say, which was what you are, what you eat, no longer was true. It was really what I was absorbing. And so I was looking and searching for a nutraceutical line that would benefit my health and wellness. And I can tell you from my own testimony that just from taking the products religiously and consistently, that my doctor has been pleasantly surprised that has helped in my blood work and my overall vitality of life. And so I'm really excited tonight to share with you a little bit about the product line. The 3 product line really was created in response to 6 main areas of concern that humanity suffers globally. And that includes inflammation, toxicity, gaps in people's nutrition, immune support, especially with recent events globally, obviously aging and vitality of life, and then youthful aging. And so tonight we're going to just introduce to you my good friend and a wonderful woman from Texas. And Gail Elliott is a certified natural health professional. Gail is married, and she's been married to Mike for 29 years. They have 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. Like I said before, Gail is a certified natural health professional, and she spent the last 20 years dedicating her life to the study of nutrients and the impact they have on our health. I know my personal interaction with Gail, she has just shared so much with me. Many things quite shocking and disappointing, but adjustments in my lifestyle have really made a difference in my overall wellness. So Gail really continues to seek the best and the most cutting edge delivery systems, and she works to provide the best wellness solutions to people really across the globe. So ladies and gentlemen, Gail Elliott. Hi, Gail. How are you today?
Hey, Corey. I am fabulous. How are you?
I am so grateful, and so that just to be in collaboration with you and be sisters from another mister, as well as just your wealth and knowledge of information in our 3 family. Tell me a little bit about you and how your journey went from to a certified natural health professional. Like, that's not something that you see every day. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, first, I just want to say thank you so much to the community for having me here. And Corey, I could not have hand selected somebody who I respect more than to be partnered with you on this call. So grateful for you and so proud of all that you bring to the table and your wealth of knowledge. So what brought me to CNHP? Okay, I'm just gonna be me. Is that okay with you guys? So
Yes.
How many of y'all know who the comedian Ron Wyatt is? He has a foul mouth, but he's hilarious. And so back in the day, I heard Ron Wyatt say something, and it really resonated with me. And it's going to bring into a connection here of why I'm here. But he tells this story of how he was arrested for being intoxicated in public. And he goes, but I wasn't intoxicated in public. I was intoxicated in the bar, and I got thrown out into public. And so I'm telling you, I was thrown into this industry. I know now that it was a huge blessing and that it was all by divine appointment. But back in the day when I went from accounting and bookkeeping and CPA kind of stuff to certified natural health professional, It was our youngest daughter contracted heavy metal toxicity at a very young age. And I was a young mom. We didn't have Google back then. I had no idea what was going on. And through the course of events and through the years, we found an amazing group of doctors that helped us pinpoint that, in fact, it was what it was. And so as a mom, if you guys have children out there, you know, we'll take a bullet for our kids. So what I began to do was throw myself and immerse myself into understanding the human body. How can we detox it? How can we flood it with nutrition? How can we hit the microbiome in the gut? Just how can we be the healthiest versions of ourselves in the event something happens that we didn't anticipate? And that led me to going on and becoming certified and traveling and training, continuing education. Still to this day, I live and breathe health and wellness. It's like I'm a total geek with the natural holistic end of things, because I believe that when the body has the nutrients it needs, it can begin to heal itself. Not that I'm claiming to treat, cure, prevent anything with what I'm going to share, but the body is the miracle. And my daughter is living proof. She is just did an about face with what originally her diagnosis was.
Well, that in and of itself is amazing. And so it doesn't sound like it was your first choice, but it sounds a lot more rewarding than accounting. Good grief, right? So tell me, Gail, like, what is your favorite 3 products? What's your favorite product? If you had to go to a deserted island and pick one product, what would it be?
Okay, that's the hardest question. You just went ahead and came at me with that one first. So I have 3 children, and it would be like me telling you, well, this is my favorite kid. It's so hard. I don't necessarily have a favorite product, but for me, because of the hand I was dealt personally, I would have to say Revive. Revive, definitely from me having a disorder in the growth of my spine, it has kept the inflammation stabilized so that I can live a life where I'm no longer debilitated by what used to keep me uncomfortable. Let me just say that.
Okay, so you're saying it really helped with the inflammation. That's and your response to that. That's really amazing. Okay, so before we get all nitty gritty into products, tell me something. I know you live on a farm and you have a lot of cool outside hobbies and interests. So share a little bit about your hobbies and interests outside 3 International.
So do grandkids count as a hobby?
Definitely.
If they do, that's definitely my favorite hobby. Yeah, we have a 44-acre ranch, so we are super busy. My husband also owns and operates his own business. And so, but what I like to do really just to kind of recharge, I love outside, anything outdoors. Like right before this, I go outside barefooted in the grass and I ground. That's a whole nother health modality there, just FYI, free info there. And so I really just get grounded. I love that. I love animals. My husband says I would own a zoo if I could, and I would. So I'll spend a lot of time with our animals, but I love to craft. I literally crochet. Some people think, oh, is that an old lady's gig? I don't know. Maybe it is, but I am a grandmother. So maybe that's my gig, but I love crocheting, and I create blankets and such for my grandkids and clothing and whatever.
Oh, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that, Gil. That sounds super fun. I know I've seen some pictures of just you out grounding and doing that. I'll add that to my repertoire. I promise. I'm still stuck on no sugar. I'm just trying so hard right now to get rid of sugar because I know. And so what advice would you give to people just about maintaining their health? I mean, there's a lot of us, we're not going to go on to the extremities that some people like y'all go to, like no bread, no this. I mean, I respect you so much, but let's be honest, there's a lot of us living in our societies and in our cultures. And so what advice do you give people just about maintaining their health if they have health, right? Or any degree of health? What's your best advice from a naturopath's point of view?
Yeah, I mean, God gave us the plants and what we need to eat, right? And I'm definitely not a vegan, so I do believe in eating meat protein, but to each his own. But I mean, we have what we need, and I would give you the advice I would give you. You've heard before, if you've done any research, is if it has an ingredient list, spit it out. If it's just go with whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, steamed, I love my air fryer. I'm an air fryer addict because, I'm a Southern girl. We were raised on food that I should be dead from by now. So literally from what I ate. But the standard American diet is a sad diet. And so what you get when you eat what the average world gets is you get the health challenges that the average person gets, unless you choose to take control of your diet. And my friend's diet, the original root word of diet is lifestyle. So just choosing to have food that goes into your body that's feeding your energy, feeding your health. There's two things I always share with my clients and people that I'm working with. You're either feeding disease or you're feeding health. There's no middle ground. You're either feeding disease or you're feeding health. The second thing I ask my who I'm working with, or my clients or my friends, or I'm asking you out there today and across the globe, is what you're eating worth dying for? And if the answer is yes, then suck it up, Buttercup, and eat all you want. But if it's not worth dying for, then I encourage you to look. I mean, there's a plethora of information out there, so I don't need to give you guys all that scoop. But when Corey was talking about taking sugar out of your mouth, I know I was that girl that was the Southern girl raised on, if it wasn't smothered in gravy, it wasn't considered food. And so I have all of those, or had those same habits, until I understood that they were literally creating advanced aging and dis-ease in my body. And guys, all disease is a dis-ease in the human body. And we can control
all of
so
us.
much.
Yeah. And I think, Gail, thanks for sharing that, because I think all of us are on a journey to do better, have better, be better, find doable lifestyle alternatives, and that means, looking into ingredients. And then we get into supplementation, like I did in my 40s. I just realized, everything's kind of changing in my joints, and all kinds of things were just different. And so I really found that I didn't really realize that phytonutrients versus synthetic supplementation is a completely different ballgame. I had no idea that most traditional supplements really don't absorb due to a myriad of reasons, right? Molecule size, or synthetic versus natural. They talk about ascorbic acid versus Escherichia coli and all those things, but they just get flushed out of the body. And even though, to me, to go back 10, 15 years, or even a year ago, before I found the 3 product line, to realize that even the minute part that was absorbing, I felt a difference. So today, to be on a completely, with 11 different delivery technologies, and the phytonutrients, and the sourcing, and the curation, and the absorption, the pillars of our company, really is a one of a kind diet cocktail given to us by the best. I mean, if we sit around and listen to Dr. Dan Gubler and our scientific advisory board, I'm shocked that, at the level of phytonutrients that you can centrifuge, and, he's a geek and gets off on, then he's all about the liposomes and the other delivery technologies. And so it really is the best of the best. And so not only are we learning in today's global society about phytonutrients being absorbable and, micronizing them so that they can be recognized by the cell. And then these absorption technologies that push more of
Stephen, I'm going to.
Yep, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm going to go stop there, because we'll jump into the next phase of the absorption. I think they're going to get into a whole other talk. So, but that's like the introduction there of Corey and Gail.
Yeah.
And a lot of good things. And Gail kind of tells you like it is. You know what I mean?
She does, and like her, I'm a big fan of Revive. First and foremost, but all of our products as well, and a lot of good stuff, and more to come. And
Stephen, and I thought about the Revive product, and you take it, you take it more for soreness and this, recovery and these type of things.
Yep.
And I've been listening to a few of the different talks and the testimonials we've been having, and they talk about Revive. It reduces inflammation. So if you have inflammation in other areas that, say you're not quite as active, or like you're a very active guy, but there's people that have inflammation in their body that this product can help with. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
it does, it does a great job with, other areas too.
Yeah, no, well, and also healing, and I mean, my, as we've talked about, my left toe is still broken and healing 2.5 weeks later, and it's still a little bit swollen here and there. It's still a little lack of blue here and there, and I need to get that bad boy back in action as soon as possible without causing long-term damage. So I'm all for anything that's going to help facilitate that healing process.
Yeah, yeah. So, so like I said, so this is probably going to be a 4-part series on the natural health and wellness.
Great.
And, we'll see where it goes. But Corey and Gail do a great job. And we're
Mm-hmm.
going to let it go at that. But look, if you, like you said, if you like to, where the heck are we here? Whoop. Yes.
TEmovement.com.
Yeah, let's go. Join the entrepreneurial movement with Ed, Steve, and myself. Fastest growing team in 3. As you can see, I mean, most of the people we've been bringing on really are in our team, aren't they, Steven?
Recently, yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, I'm not saying all of them, but we got a lot of great people that do a great job, So
yeah, well, from all different walks of life, and
yeah,
we've got more interested in health for a variety of different reasons, but the common denominator is we're all looking to share this gift of proactive health with folks, and that means you guys as well. So please come to TEmovement.com, look for Ed or me, join us for the next installment, and we thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Oh, lost
I
you.
got the lawn guy here again today. So,
Gotcha. All right, no worries.
But anyway, we're going to let it go at that. Hey, it's great to see everybody, and thanks for jumping on, and we'll connect with you again. Go to TEmovement.com.
Yep. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
Everybody.